Hi everyone, welcome back to another Wellness Wednesday. My name is Molly and I am the Wellness Supervisor here at Bircham Hills. So today I wanted to take a little bit of time to talk with you about goal setting and some different things that you should consider while you try to not only set up your goal and establish it, but also as you start to plan a path to get to your goal. With the new year almost upon us, like 3 more days now, it's about that time of year that people start thinking about New Year's resolutions. So I thought that this would be a very fitting video for today. So let's go ahead and jump into reasons why we set goals. So goals come in many different shapes and sizes, amounts of significance, the list goes on. And it's really about what you want to see happen with, an aspect of your life. So some really common resolutions and goals that people set for themselves primarily at the beginning of the year is, I'm gonna lose weight this year, or I'm going to get a promotion, or I'm going to get a new job, or I'm going to finally go and take that trip that I always wanted to take. Those are just some random examples. But when we start thinking about resolutions and goals, we typically start from a place of things that we would like to see improve in our life, right? We typically set goals because we're trying to better ourselves or better our circumstances in some form or another. So one of the first things that we want to do when we think about setting a goal is asking ourselves, why? Why do I want to achieve this? And the reason we do that is because when things get hard, and they do, how many of us have yo-yo dieted for years, right? When things start to get hard, it's important to be able to pinpoint a root cause for why am I doing what I'm doing? So asking yourselves those types of questions. So why do I want to achieve this goal? How is achieving this goal going to improve my life? Is this goal something that I can achieve short term, or is this more of a long-term goal, right? Kind of set those expectations. If your goal is to lose 10 pounds, then yeah, you can say, I'm gonna lose 10 pounds before spring. You can do that reasonably within, 2-3 months. If your goal is to lose 100 pounds, I would say that setting your goal for losing that much weight by this upcoming spring is not an attainable goal. That's more of a long-term goal, right? So setting realistic expectations. So once we've done that, then what we want to do is we want to start planning our path to our goal. So for example, if it is a short-term goal, if you know that you can achieve it in the very near future, your path's not going to be as long, right? But if it's more of a long-term goal, I'll use that weight loss example. If your goal is I'm going to lose, 50, 60, 70 pounds, that is going to take time, and that is going to take a lot of life change, to accomplish. So some of the things we want to do when we're looking at more long-term goals is we want to think about, again, creating that path and setting ourselves up for success. So here are a couple of different questions that you can ask yourself while you start to figure out, okay, how am I going to achieve this? So first is, how long do I think this is going to take me? Sometimes setting up a reasonable time frame helps us manage those expectations. So that's a really good place to start from there. Number 2 is, who is going to be my support system? So when things get hard, when I start to feel my motivation slipping, or when the cravings set in, whatever it may be, who can I turn to help keep me motivated, keep me on that path, and make me feel good about myself, right? So having that support team there with you. Thinking about things like, am I going to need any, additional, we'll say, things like, my goal is to travel, or if I'm saving up, I'm gonna need additional money. I'm probably gonna need additional gear. I'm gonna need, if I'm going international, like a passport. Obviously, we're not doing that with COVID, but I digress. So figuring out what equipment, what items, what you're going to need to achieve that goal. And then the other thing I think that's really helpful in setting goals is to set little goals. So if I'm just gonna go back to this example because it's an oldie but a goodie. So let's say again, my goal is to lose weight. We'll say 50 pounds. What we want to think about instead of thinking about the full 50 is, okay, my first mini goal for myself is that first 5 pounds. And then it's, the next 5 pounds. And then I've lost 10 pounds overall. And then when I lose another 10 pounds, that's 20 pounds overall. But setting those small goals, it seems a lot less daunting to get to the end point when you have stops in between, right? And going along with that is thinking about how can I reward myself when I achieve those small goals? Because any step in a positive direction is worth celebrating, right? And even when we experience setbacks, that doesn't mean that we failed, right? It's all a part of the journey. So there are lots of different ways that you can go about setting up goals for yourself. It really just depends on how your brain, and how your motivation, how your personality works the best. So there really is no right or wrong way. But I think that asking yourself those key questions about why you want to do this, how is this going to help you, to help remember the reason for starting that goal in the first place. And then again, to set attainable goals on your way up to the big one, planning ahead, thinking about what you're going to need to do this. How long am I going to take to achieve the main goal? How long do I want to take to achieve those little goals? Who is going to be there to pick me up when the cravings set in or life gets hard and I just don't feel like I can do it, right? Having that support team. So I hope that I gave you some new information and some helpful information, especially, like I said, as we go into this new year and you go about setting up your New Year's resolutions. So with that being said, this will be our last Wellness Wednesday for the year of 2020. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you in 2021. Thank you.